Drew here, and The Last Duel, it definitely has to go down on my most anticipated films of 2020 list. Unfortunately, there was a pandemic and shooting schedules were impacted, and a film that was supposed to come out in December of 2020 ended up coming out not then, and it's only now that we're getting a trailer for the thing. But I really like films like this. I love dark, adult, historical dramas, and the cast. It's interesting because it's a very good cast. I'm really into Adam Driver right now, really interested in every film that he appears in. One of those actors that I just find a lot of fun to watch. And you can't sleep on Matt Damon. I almost would say he's slightly underrated. I would say that he's made some bad career decisions of late, which I think may have an impact on how good people think he is. But I'm really excited to see these two actors squaring off in this movie, which is a historical drama. So excited to see Ridley Scott getting back into the historical drama game. Let's see what this looks like.
There is only one question that matters. Do you swear on your life that what you say is true?
My father told me my life would be blessed with good fortune.
What is with these frames? That's weird.
I'm married.
Oh dear.
I was a good wife.
Oh dear, Matt Damon looks weird.
And then was judged and shamed by my country.
Wow, I didn't recognize Ben Affleck there for a second.
I say before all of you, I spoke the truth.
Interesting.
The most unspeakable charge has been brought against you.
I was really interested how they were going to handle
Our home.
the medieval Me Too aspects.
The accusation is false.
I am telling the truth.
The truth does not matter. There is only the power of men.
This should be settled quietly.
I'm innocent! I request a duel to the death.
This is very Game of Thrones looking.
One of us has lied. Let us let God decide.
You do not believe me.
It's interesting.
Risking my life for you.
You are risking my life so you can save your pride.
There's a lot more focus on Jodi Comer than I had anticipated. Because I kind of felt like they were going to focus.
The penalty for bearing false witness is that you are to be burned alive.
I will not be silent.
Well, good thing we live. I mean, I guess you could go two ways with that. At least women won't get burned to death today, you know, obviously, but, you know, there's still a lot of these types of situations developing where women are not believed, obviously. So, yeah, that looks really pretty riveting. You know, it's interesting because it feels like a movie that probably you won't see too many more movies like this get made, because I think it really just seems like one that could be really good as a TV show. And, you know, we've seen some really high budgeted shows kind of pull this type of thing off. But obviously you wouldn't get the actors involved because these actors are not going to do a TV show. And you wouldn't get the level of directing that Ridley Scott can bring. Although he did direct some television recently, Raised by Wolves. So it's nice to see. This looks very like meat and potatoes medieval. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see this story. It seems like it's going to touch on a lot of things that play into modern ideas. I hope that they don't make it untrue to the time that it took place in order to have, you know, these parallels to the modern Me Too movement. To me, I think it's important to just, you know, have a sense of place, and I hope that doesn't get lost. But it's an interesting, because I was curious, I think in real life, if you look up this historical incident, it's a little bit ambiguous what actually happened. There's some reason to believe that Matt Damon's character perhaps coerced his wife into lying for various reasons. So they're very much, it seems, making it seem that it's pretty clear that what she says happened, and I was kind of suspicious that that was the route that they would go, because I'm like, I don't think in our modern era that people really want to have this doubt cast upon a woman in this position. And you do question, like, why would a woman come forward knowing that she could get burned alive if it wasn't the truth? So it's a very interesting story. It looks like the production values look great, the directing looks great. I do think the cast is a little bit suspect. Like, it kind of reminds me shades of that Christian Bale Exodus Gods and Kings movie, where it's like, are these really the actors that you want in this setting? Like, in a medieval setting, you kind of feel like perhaps some actors that are more, British or international European actors, not so many Americans. I mean, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Adam Driver are very, very American. But we'll see if they can pull it off. I know it's interesting because there's a parallel here, I guess, a little bit to Ridley Scott's first movie, which was a passion project of his, The Duelists, which, if you haven't seen it, it's quite good. But similarly to this one, you have Harvey Keitel and Keith Carradine playing these characters in a European setting, and neither of them was European, and neither of them bothered with an accent. And I wasn't paying the best attention just now, but it seemed to me the accents weren't bad, so I didn't notice them. I'll only notice accents if it's really atrocious. But it's interesting because that movie worked despite the fact that the actors didn't even attempt to do accents, and they were very, very American actors as well. So we'll see if that becomes a stumbling block for this film or not. But honestly, it looks great. I'm very, very excited. I'm probably not going to theaters to see this, but let me know what you think if you would go to theaters to see this. It's interesting because, like I said, this seems like it could be a TV show. And, medieval movies just actually don't do that well historically at the box office, typically, for whatever reason. I love them, but for some reason, audiences don't flock to see them. But let me know what you thought in the comments. If you're interested in seeing my upcoming reactions to other trailers and reviews of upcoming shows and movies, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching.